How's it going, shipmates? Thought I'd just start a little bit early. Yeah, everything's set up. Everything looks about right. It looks like the back of my desk might need a bit of a tidy up there, doesn't it? But here we go. So, it's going to stay there. We're going to have to paint that. I've got a bit of the debris what's it on there. Anyway, we're a few minutes early. That's cool. It's better to be a few minutes early than a few minutes late. So tonight we shall be painting 2 trolls. Yes, since it's Good Friday, we're going to go for Troll 2 and Troll 4 from Ragnarok range from Gripping Beast. And I wrote their names on them so I don't forget. This is Ulm, U-L-M, Ulm. And this guy is Ganuh, G-A-N-U-H. He's a ferocious looking chap. Got their shields ready to go. Nice. So, without... Good evening, Kubla. Yes, I'm trolling out. When 2 trolls... I think it's a Frankie Goes to Hollywood song, isn't it? 2 trolls. Yeah, I was... Yes. We're not going to troll you with some more troll jokes. I'm just going to paint them now. Evening. Yes. So, as you might not have seen, I've been busy this week with my website, and I've worked out how to do coupons. I thought I would give them a go since it was Easter weekend and it was actually a Good Friday. So later on we will be giving out a coupon code that will work for this weekend. So that's exciting. I'm not going to say when, so people aren't watching along. We'll have to come and sift through the video for it. Anyway, let's get on with some painting. We're going to go with some woodland camo. Yes, evening, Rich. Yeah, we're just going to start with the woodland camo. Yeah, because I was so pleased with myself being all computery that I thought, yeah, I shall make a coupon as well and have a real go. Yeah, so hopefully you all had a good Friday. Yes, and the dog is snoring. He didn't have his sleep this afternoon, so hopefully will be quiet for the rest of the evening. Well, apart from the snoring, of course. It seems that everything is right in the world with a snoring dog in the background. can see I've done my usual job. I've prepped them up with and undercoated them with Vallejo black with a Xenophil grey. The base, I've done my usual pumice base. Oh, the dog's gone creaky. Oh dear, that's gonna doesn't bode well. Yeah, so these, as I said, it's slate season again, so I've got abundance of slate around. So why not? It doesn't take a lot of extra work to put them on the base, and it certainly does up the base value. Yeah, happy days. Hope you guys have had a good week. Just laying down like this. We're going to go for like an olivey skin on these guys. Nice. Are we chillaxing tonight or are we painting? Oh dear. He's let him down. I bet you even heard that on camera. You might even smell it on camera in a minute. Hmm. Ahoy, 40mm Wargamer. I know exactly whom you are. Please push your... You got a new channel, haven't you? It did sound like a creaky door. Again, I'm just thinning this olive out there. Is it woodland camo, did I say? Yeah, woodland camo. Which is a light olive. Olive green. Dark olive. But I've thinned it right out with the medium. Mm. Yeah, I did. I do like oak bound stuff. There we go. So, is the new channel called? I can't remember. I did come and subscribe, but just remind me, it's it is the 40mm war game, isn't it? The YouTube channel. Yeah, I decided I got a few more. There was 3 more trolls to do, so I thought, well, it's either Age of Chivalry stuff or trolls. I thought I'd get 2 trolls out the way, the 2 armored ones. That just leaves the bare naked one. Yeah, so if you're watching this, if you can drop by and look up the 40mm Wargamer. It's a new channel from our friend. He explains everything in his little video of what it's going to be doing. Yes. So I thought, yeah, just bosh the trolls through. And then, so we've got a little bit more of the Age of Chivalry box set to do. Also, we've got all the gladiators to do for Jugular, which will be one of the next few videos as well. Thought it was a good day to do. You have not seen his other channel, Kubler. It's was it Garage Goblins? Is that right? Garage Goblin. Oh, remind me. Oh, God, I had like a sieve. It's because I subscribe and then I don't ever bother to read the title again. I just watch the videos. Probably. Yes. So let's get some. Did grab another bottle of gunmetal out. Some good old gunmetal. And remember, grab the knackered brush for the metal because it's going to kill your brush. So I always use a brush where the tip's always gone, and I'm getting into the chainmail. As you can see, that would kill a brush. I'm just going to hit all the metal with this gunmetal. And if we decide to change some of it to like a coppery or bronze, it'll go over the top of this nice and easy anyway. And just a bit of medium into the brush, so the brush is a bit moist. I can find it just runs off the brush. I find the metallic dries in the brush quite quickly, so we want it to get into that chainmail. Because we're going to put a wash over it and do some. These are quite straightforward, these trolls, that's why we're doing 2 of them. But we're going to do some effects and stuff. effects. We did that the other week with some rust and stuff, so we'll just go over it all again. And if you weren't here at the start, first up, where were you? And secondly, later on in the video, we're going to be giving away our discount coupon code for the new website. It's the Pirate Rich Paints website, not Griffin Beast one. It's purely mine. So the code unfortunately won't work on their website. And if I give codes away for their website, they'll probably be very cross with me. Okay. You see that runs pretty nice with a bit of medium into it. Keep it nice and thin, so it's like these rents and tears in his armor. You don't want to fill it up with paint, you want it to be really visible. He's got a lot of armor on this guy, hasn't he? He's a sort of troll you could fire out of a trebuchet at this at the castle that's under siege. I'm not sure that's a proper use of troll. Who knows? I'll probably get into trouble with some Troll Protection League or something. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And as I said, is make sure you've got your knackety brushes to do the metallics with. Yeah, they're good chunky chunks of. They're not over the top. If I was going to do a D&D dungeon, they're ogres, in fairness. But for Age of Magic and Lord of the Ringsy type games, they're just perfect for trolls, aren't they? The other two, actually. You could, I mean, it wouldn't take a lot more arm, would it, just to launch them at people? Fire them over the wall of the castle. That'd make defending a castle a little bit trickier, wouldn't it? Is it so? It's all good fun. I thought try the codes out for the website, because sometimes when I paint these guys on a video, I thought I could put them onto the website at a certain price, and then if you've watched the video, you can get them at a discounted price, or whatever. So that's where I was going with that. But I thought I'd best test it, and it being Easter as well, have a proper sort of weekend code. Oh dear. I don't know what he's eating, but I wish he hadn't eaten it. So yeah, I'm going to pick out those other two in like a different metallic colour. More medium into there. So just keep it nice and thin. Let's do his other foot protector. Oh dear. Dog is gonna. If I pass out, if you see everything slump, it's because I've been gassed. I'm thinking of these shields just to make them metallic as well, like so they're metal bound ones. I don't know. That top bit's definitely got to be metallic. Oh man, he's a bit gassy this evening. At least he's asleep, so he's a right pain in the arse all afternoon. Knock these up. Yeah, the other thing I did on the bases was obviously you saw I've painted them with brown. That's just the watered down uh, oak, wood oak or whatever it's called, the oak brown I think it's called. Okay, I'll just all start drying this guy. Again, I'm just not gonna worry too much about picking which metallic we're gonna do. I'm just gonna do most of it with unless anything becomes really obvious. I'm just gonna lay down that. Oh, for heaven's sake, dog! Might have to give the missus a shout and get him removed from the painting studio before I flake out. Yes. So keep a medium working in there. I do love the oversized weapons as well. Oh, they're cool. Well, this one I think we should give him like a coppery brass looking cuirass, I think. So we'll do this chainmail with gunmetal. Just thread them. That wasn't me fainting, guys. Right, don't panic. I just dropped the brush. You all thought I'd gone then, didn't you? Now he's snoring. If he farts while he's snoring, do you reckon is he going to implode? It's all good fun. Let's layer it down. So it's going quite thin because we're putting a little bit of meat in there. What we don't want to do is glue up all these nice bits of detail. That's why I say use a knackered brush. Then you can kind of attack it like I am. I say that every time I paint it. Don't use your nice brush to do this with. Yeah, just carry on working it around. It's very quiet outside tonight. It's what day it is, but we used to have a few people about zooming about, going past and stuff, but it's quite right down out there. quite enough to hear a butterfly fart, let alone, let alone a dog. I don't need butterflies coming in, not joining in either. It's fairly early in the year for butterflies, isn't it? See, no topics off the table at Griffin Beast. Griffin said Pirate Rich Paints. Well, this is where sounds like my missus left the door open downstairs in the sitting room. So you might get to hear their conversation as well. Ahoy, Frank, how are we doing? Long time no see. Good to have you on board, shipmate. Cool. Cool. Thank you very much. Getting a live fix tonight. The opportunities arise. Nice. I think that's going to be all like our bronzy sort of armour. I think. Oh, the website address is piraterichpaints.square.site. If you have trouble finding it, if you find us on Facebook or X or Blue Sky, it's in the bio descriptions on there, the links. I think I've pinned it to the top of the conversations as well. I've been adding kind of painted miniatures, and I did some. I had a thing for buying Osprey rule books, and they all been sat around in the studio, so I put them on the clearance site at 10 each or something. I think they're about between 12 and 15 new, but they're all like brand new because they just came in here and went on the shelf. Right, we're gonna do. Oh no! Before we do the greedy gold, let's use some green shade. We're going to use the military shader, which is the green with a bit of, I think it's got a bit of black shade in it as well. Yeah, drop us a message on Facebook or something, Paddy, and I'll answer all of your questions about that. I just added on the website one of my fave. I keep coming across sort of favourite miniatures that I painted, and then stuck in a box and stuck it up on a shelf. That's hence the reason for me going to shows and doing the website, is to shift some of this jolly goodness on. which is nice. Share the love. Trouble is, at the moment I can paint it quicker than I can put it up on the computer because I'm not very good at the computer. That's quite a quick painter. Oh, the miniature I was on about was the is a dwarf knight riding a giant snail from, and it's from, what was it, Black Scorpion Miniatures. It's a cracking miniature. So I like the way he's done the hands on this because, as I said last week, you could drill that out and put like a dagger or a sword in that one as well. A dual wielding troll. Just what you need. Flying over the ramparts after it's been launched out of Trebuchet. I've just got that image in my head now. Yeah. I do like this military shader. It's very good over these olives. As you can see, doing your World War II stuff. You want this military shader in there. It just looks great on the uniforms. It just works very well. I like it a lot. Right, that's the military shader down. Before we go on to the goalless, because the silver will be dry now, let's use the dark tone. Dark tone. Remember, this is quite strong. It's a bit stronger than Neon oil. Again, I'm using the rubbish brush because, same as metallic paint, washes and speed paints and that very thin kind of wash will basically ruin your brush. Now, as you can see, it's fairly dark. Usually, I'd thin it out. But if you want to look grubby, again, we did the grubby thing last time, didn't we? Yeah. Let's go with the dark shade of these, and we'll grubby them up later. But if you want to save a bit of time, instead of using the dark tone, use the strong tone. So you get a bit of brown mixed in there as well. I'll just put a bit of medium into my brush just to help this move around a bit. If it's looking a bit thick, You can always just put a bit of medium on the actual miniature itself. And that will help it get into the, especially the like chainmail. You have to watch it because it will make it pull up a bit further down the miniature. But as long as we're controlling it, it's fine. So I'm giving it a good lashing because I want this armour to look quite dark. I don't want it to. The first thing you've got to do, Gray, is get yourself a nice snoring dog for the video. This one has been specially selected for its snoring skills. Obviously, the payoff is that it farts a lot as well. So, as you see, we're just move it a bit around there. We're getting a bit of too much hanging around in one area, so we're just dipping the brush into it, letting the brush wick it up. There we go. So I don't want it too much, I just want to get that, move it around. I say one of the first videos I made, the dog was snoring in, and it got picked up by a ASMR thing. Somebody commented on it. I thought, especially because I had the microphone a long way from my voice as well, so it sounded like I was really kind of whispering as well. So the other reason I'm letting this stay darker than normal is because all the rents and tears in the metal. It's just going to help accentuate those. That's a big word for a Friday. So yeah. Today I've been mainly painting Rumble Slam miniatures. They're good fun. And TT Combat. If you're a sort of a wrestling fan. It's good for kids as well, if you're getting the kids into playing dicey games. It's really kind of simple to get to grips with. So, putting quite a bit of this on because, say, I'm not looking for too shiny an arm on these guys. There's almost a temptation to dirty it up with the strong tone straight away, like we did last time, but we won't do that today because we're going to use our rust effects and stuff. Right, that's covered. So what we'll do now is, before we go any further, is we're going to go back and make sure that's all right. I'm quite happy with that level of dark there. We're just going to make sure you've got good a good coating of it. And then no massive puddles, so that's about right. Doesn't matter too much because we can sort it out in the later thing. That's cool. Happy with that. So we're 46 minutes in now. Nice. We're going to grab Greedy Gold. Yes, I'll be at Partisan. I'm going to be on the Griffin Beast stand again. So we have some bits and bobs there. People to see. And what have you. And this gold looks really bright at the moment. Don't panic. Don't panic, Mr. Mandarin. Yeah, I think I've got 2 weekends in a row, I think. Or something. Keep me out of mischief. Oh, cool. Down the middle there as well. This one about not worrying about too much about doing all the metal in one shape, because as you can see, these metallics go well over the top of other ones as well. So we'll do some of these rivets like that as well. It's a bit posh for a troll, but we're gonna do some extra work on this anyway. Still using that brush that's a bit connected. Do those in leather. There's a bit of a buckle on this guy. I think that's enough shiny stuff on there. Just pick the rivets out on the shield. What I'm doing there is, rather than, because there's no point on this brush, I'm just letting the extra bit of paint into the what's left at the tip, and I'm being very gentle, just letting the paint touch down. There we go. bit hard to show on camera. Oh, was that the was it Top Secret? The game. Right, this guy's got a lot more on there. It's given us a bit more to play around with. When if you panic and think this is going to be too bright, you can go for a copper or a bronze. Yeah, but I'm starting this off nice and bright, and we're going to do lots of effects to dirty it down. Well, not lots of effects, but you know what I mean. Oh, right, cool. Nice. I shall get the beasties to watch my minis and sneak and have a good old gander. Nice. I love the variety in our hobby now. It's just remember when I first started to get dragged into the wargame club, I was still just D&D and really, but they're all playing WRG, and I thought it was okay. It's interesting. I kind of liked it. Just at the end of 6th edition, I think, going into 7th, and yeah, had a couple of mates who was really into WRG stuff. To be honest, confuses me a little bit. I sometimes think if you've watched any of my videos on Pirate Rich Plays, you'll soon get the idea of the stuff that I like. What you'll do as it goes onwards. I've got another one video to shoot probably tomorrow. I've got another unboxing to do. I won't say what it is. You guys will have to have a look, but I'm very excited about it. But games wise, as I was saying, is I'm not a rules heavy guy, as you could probably have guessed. They've got to be straight to the point, really. of his. They look quite fancy at the moment. But don't worry, we'll sort that out. We'll leave that there. Well, it's not going to be telling you, is it? Oh, it came up to an hour. Oh, I think it's nearly time to tell you the code. If I've remembered it. Okay, we're going to do... let's use our secret weapon on the lever. Yeah, because I like that. We're going to use Sombra Tostada. Probably just sworn at someone. The dog just swore at me. Using foul language. Okay, let's get some of this leather painted. There's lots of little leather straps. They were. I love the way that military shader really works. You almost don't have to do much more to the skin. You can... It's like painting on cheat mode, isn't it? Imagine that with a load of orcs. Yes. Oh, a nice horde. Well, that's what I should do in next bank holiday. Is how many orcs can I paint in a day? And just leave the camera going all day. And people can just check in. So pick out all these little straps. Yeah. It's very strange when you're... It's a bit like when I've done the... one of the Griffin Beast Iron Man tournament. So I was painting the... Rich was there as well. I was painting the prize for the next round while the round was going on. And it's got very surreal. People were kind of... wanted to come over and be nosy, but they all wanted to talk as well, and I was trying to paint, and yeah, I'm quite good at talking and painting, as you've probably noticed, but it does slow you down, and kind of Lord S would be going, all of a sudden he'll go, oh, we need 2 prizes this round. Thinking, hang on a minute. I was trying to work out a way of doing a like a charity one for one of the sword point events. Martin worked out a sword point army, and I was going to do paint the whole army at the show, if you know what I mean, which would then be like, but it's quite a tough ask, really. but I'm sure. I'm sure at some point I'll do another live paint along challenge. See, now I could go online while I do it as well. That'd be even cooler. Just that added bit of pressure. Well, 1 hour and 2 minutes in. I think it's time to tell you chaps the code, just in case anyone's wishing to purchase anything. Okay, so let's go over this again. So my website, for those who haven't heard, is not the dog farts on cue. Right, let's start that again. So my website, which contains miniatures that I've painted myself, unless stated. So if I've been given some that have got bits of paint on, I'm sending them off cheap, I'll state it. But other than that, they're ones that I've painted. So the name of the website is piraterichpaints.square.site. SITE. You can also find it by looking on my Facebook page, bio, Xbio, or Blue Sky bio. That's a bit of a tongue twister. So that's where you'll find the goodies. And the code is, when you get to checkout, you can enter a code. You've all done it before, and you want to enter EGG, EGG 15, which will give you a 15% discount on whatever's in your cart. And it's live right now, and it will stay live until Tuesday morning, I believe. At some point tomorrow, i.e. tomorrow being Saturday, I shall release the code on the website, not on Facebook and stuff. But you lucky chaps that see it on here, you'll be able to grab them before anyone else does. So, because there's limited stock on there, blah blah blah. It's set up to do UK only deliveries at the moment. I've got to speak to the Beastie Boys about selling abroad, because there's certain things I have to cope with. But yeah, so it's a UK only site at the moment. But you can always contact me through the site, I believe, if you're out of the UK, and speak to me there. And so there we go. That's 1 hour 2 minutes. Egg, EGG 15. What about that then? Oh, right. That's the excitement bit out of the way. As you see, right, an hour in, let's have a recap. So there we go. The gold looks very shiny at the moment. So what we do now is grab I'm going to try their flesh shade. It's not quite as red as I like, but let's see how it works. This is a strong skin shade, but I believe the one out of the Blanche set is more like their old one, which is kind of nice. So I'll hopefully get that one. Oh, pardon me. Let's just see. Oh, we can use that. That'll be all right. Usually I'd want it redder than that, but because we're making these look dirty, it's going to work fine for us. I'm just going to, everywhere we've got the gold, we're just going to dab a bit of this on there. If you've not got that, just use Reichland Flesh Shade. Only sort of reddy brown shade, really. If you've got the old Army Paint stuff, you can use mid brown as well. Let's see how this dries. It looks like it's going to be really good, actually. And I might have to take back all I said. As ever, we've stacked loads of that on there. This is just going to make it look a bit tarnished. Well, by the looks of that dark, it's going to look very tarnished. If we don't like it, we can always paint over it. It's not a problem. I don't think it's going to look quite as good as the ordinary flesh tone, but I won't be able to tell till it dries, so we'll have the whole judgment on it. I've still got the one I usually use there, but I just want to give this a bit of a bash to see what happens. It's certainly running into the areas where you got some of the black overrun, and it's making it look really nice and dark and rusty in there, which is good. That's what we're trying to achieve with these guys, is a all over kind of yucky, nasty, dirty look. And what should we have there? Should we go for red again? So it does go well with all the black and stuff that is associated with these guys, or we could go for a blue one. Or we could do red and a blue one. Let's start with Abomination Gore, which is from the old Army Painter War Paints. Get back onto a decent brush. Filling it out with the medium. I think the trolls are on the website from the last 2 weeks' videos, which is cool. You see, I've done his shield with. I found some runes on Google. I looked for Dark Speech from the Lord of the Rings, and somebody put like a I don't know if it's correct or whether it's like a fan one, I don't know. And just wrote the troll's name on his shield. I thought, well, that's something that somebody might have done. So, not particularly that he can read it, it's just so everyone knows what shield to give to which troll. It's that sort of thing. I might just do the same. Should we do the same colour on this? Or should we have a blue one? What do you think? While I wait for a response on that one, let's just paint this. We've got the secret weapon out. We might as well just do them rather than the lighter wood. When you use this secret weapon to do the wood, if you overload the brush, you can get that sort of blotchy, woody look going on it, which is quite cool. Yeah, nice to see you, buddy. Catch up with you soon, mate. Yeah, we can do blue on that. Yeah. I don't think they should be too uniformed. I think they'll just be using any material they can get hold of. There's this real bluey greys that use black, bluish grey, night sky. Let's go for that. GW would be using this on the skin. I like the doing different flesh tones. This would be our base blue colour for this one. So one of the books I found put up on the website, the Osprey ones, is if you've seen the War of the Worlds ones, they did an Osprey Adventures, I think it's called. And they did the Hospitallars. I can't remember the others. One of them, the War of the Worlds. I think it's called the Martian War of 18 something. But yeah, that one almost stayed because I do like that one. Okay, so now we're going to do make the rocks look more rocky. We're going to get deep grey. We used the lighter one last week, so I'll use the darker one this week. We'll just grab our crappy brush and I'll put a drop of medium straight onto the grey because we want it quite thin. There's a nice rock there. They look ace, don't they? The bits of slate. Just find it a little bit more, so it's just, that's it. You want just, if it's a little bit thick like that, I just grabbed a brush for the medium there. I'm just going to spread around the paint that's on there, because we want it. There we go. We're kind of using undershading there. Get it? You got it. So yeah, if you watch on this one's had nothing on it now. Now I'm going to go over a very watery dark grey. It's almost, you're kind of doing like a wash or a speed paint, really. If we get it just enough on there, you won't have to do anything else to it. It will naturally, you'll get some free highlights. Okay. Oh my god! Oh, please, I have to apologise for my stinky dog. Okay. A few tufts on there, and Bob's your auntie. Okay, let's have a look how they got. Oh yeah, that gold's gone nice and wonky. So let's do our next layer of green. We're going to go to army green now, which is the next olive up. God, blimey. I need an air freshener in here. Okay, we're going to go. Which one's that? Sorry, that was army green. So we're going to just hit some highlights onto our flesh. So start with the face. So it's middle of the nose, eyebrows, top of the cheekbones, top of the lip, bottom lip, chin. There we go. I'm just going to start picking out the muscle groups. So we're going to stay inside them. I'm just trying to make them rounded. It's kind of how you do the muscles of a horse. Keep that medium going, because that's going to give you a nicer blend. There we go. Top of his hand, top edge of his thumb. Let's say this is going to be behind the shield in a minute, but we're still painting because it's good practice. I'm going to pick out each finger. I won't tell anyone if you don't, but I always do. If I paint some stuff for you, rest assured that it's painted underneath that shield. And if that shield falls off at a tournament, you're not going to be embarrassed. Keep that medium going in there. He's got some nice little detail on his knee, so we avoid filling that in. Just down the front of his shin there. Edge of his calf muscle. Edge of his foot. Pick his toes out. Bit of the inner calf there. There we go. But you see how I left underneath the kneecap? Because that's where the shade's going to be. So it's across the top of his knee, but not right up underneath his skirt. Sorry, his troll war kilt. I don't want to offend the trolls. Oh my god. The dog is at it. Vengeance tonight, isn't he? We had a troll for a few weeks, didn't we, Rich? Do you remember? Way back at the start of the channel, there was a guy that was trying to troll us for a bit. Yeah, he tried it on the Facebook page as well for a bit, and then just I was really nice to him every time he said so. That's just really, really nice. And in the end, he deleted everything. Oh, okay, whatever. Okay, so I'm just going to pick out the top of his eyebrows. So we should be able to get, yeah, the eyelids. Yeah. Anyway, I've got flesh pointing up. We're just going to drop a bit of this on there just to highlight it out. Yeah. So. I'm just going to pick out the top of his toes. The edge of his calf is up towards the light there, so that's why I've gone in there. Not going to do much on the other leg because it's kind of completely in shadow, but because we're scale colouring, we'll put a bit in there. That's for when somebody picks it up and goes, "Oh look, oh look." It's, you know what I mean. But first and foremost, you do it so it's right, and then you go back around and decide what's going to look cool. The next one is camouflage green, which is going to be our highest highlight, which is the pure olive. I didn't want these skins to be going up into the nuclear greens. I'll show you what I mean by nuclear green. Where is he? Just done these wrestling miniatures, and they're very cartoony green, so we don't want this to end up like that. And the dog's opinion on that is very, very definite. Again, there's another style of green there with some lines painted across it. If you want to go all Games Workshop-ified on it all, which is cool. It all works. It all works. I think a batch of these anywhere will work. That's gonna look. They're gonna look cracking on the table. Man, oh, I can see some more of these coming home and me doing another Age of Magic saga. The Durgar with these guys. All the orcs. All the orcs. Oh dear. I forgot to get Darren to send me some more orcs. I'm going to have to visit Beast Towers next week. Obviously. I need the orcs and gobos, don't I? Do a Age of Magic green skins. So this olive, I'm just staying on the top. This is going to be our top highlight. We might push one more. Let's see how it's dry. So down center of the nose, and edge, dot, dot on the eyebrows, dot along the crease of the upper of that cheek. If you can catch the edge of the lips, and just the point of the chin. These olives are very, very close, so we're going to get quite a good natural blend, so that's cool. And we're just going to go anywhere where we've highlighted before, just going to highlight it out with this. So you can be quite strong with these because these olives are very, very close, and where we've put the wash in there as well. But just stay on inside the areas we've already highlighted, and you can't go too far wrong. And if you're starting to get too much of a kind of an edge in the shading, just add a bit of medium, go back in there and just work it around with the looser paint. And if it's still, just go back, get some more medium on your brush, just go back in and water it down again. And if it's too much, then go back again and just wash it off. We've all been doing this long enough now. We'll just keep working around. Look for the bits that are pointing towards the sunshine. It's new chair time soon, I think. Again. And so I've done the knuckles and I've gone to the front knuckle joints. Top of that elbows up to the sky. So he's going to be really bright there. Nothing under the arm. Again, top knuckles. Going to be beyond the shield, but let's practice it anyway. It's good to practice in there, because if you go too mad, the shield's going to hide it anyway. One of the points there, though, is because the shield's not there, and I'm putting all that highlight on there, there's an argument that the shield will throw a shadow over his arm. So that is entirely up to you there. Some miniatures, if there's masses of room. I did consider with these guys is actually sticking the shield on earlier. I think it's a choice miniature by miniature on those. Whether to stick the shields on last or not is. I like getting on if I can, as long as it's not going to slow down or make anything difficult. It's usually when I just plug the phone in. It was telling me it was running out of charge. Right, I'm going to go one more, I think, which is light olive drab. Say that the tones on these are not. You could go for all these, and you're going to get a really smooth blend. You could probably skip in between them, in fairness, but hey. So this I'm just going to dot top of the nose, across the top of the lips, eyebrows, cheek. And I'm just dotting this now. I'm literally hardly painting anything. I'm just going to dot on the knuckles. Look, dot, 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 dot. Dot on that top bit. Dot on the top of his bicep there. Oh my god. The dog. Sounded like a inflatable beach ball going down there. Just on the knuckle. Thin it out. Thin it out. A little dot across the top of his bicep there. A little bit on the back. There we go. A little bit on the edge of the knee. Maybe pick the toes out. I'm certainly not going to take it up another notch because you're starting to get a very, very white, kind of lot of white into it then. And right on his knucks. The top of that edge. A little bit in there, on his leg. Across the top of his toes. So this is our top highlight, so it's used sparingly. Okay. Happy with that. Now you see the armour, that worked quite well, that darker flesh. I don't know if you can see that. It's made it look a little bit dirty. Now if I was doing that on a Viking, I wouldn't want it to look that dirty. So I'd want the redder flesh tone. So I want it to look more tarnished rather than dirty, if you know what I mean. And it's the same thing, but you get what I mean. Okay, let's hit the red tone on his war kilt. I don't think for a while I've done a kind of speedy paint challenge, have I? I've done all kind of paint it because it's a warlord kind of thing, if you know what I mean. I feel like I should do another, well, like paint a dozen javelin men in one night or something. I've got a feeling I've got to do that again soon. Like blue tone. You could use a grey tone on that, but we're gonna. Oh, that's a soft bottle, that one. I'll have a look at the plastics and see if see what we can. I was like those. Can Pirate Rich paint 24 spearmen in one evening? So I get myself psyched up for those and limber up, limber the old hand muscles up, ready for the paint. Yeah. Okay, so let's put a little bit of white in his mouth and his eyes. Right, we get some matte white. It's always good. I find it fun. I did a way back when I was first playing Saga with my friends. He said it was the Saturday night, and he said, right, we'll play on the Sunday, and we just bought the Welsh, and it was a bit of a standing joke, blah blah blah, ha ha, the Welsh and all that sort of stuff. Not that I have anything at all against the Welsh, but the conversation went along the lines of he would play the Welsh if I could paint them in time for tomorrow's game. Well, that sounded like a bit of a challenge, really. So yeah, so I painted 4 points of Welsh in one evening. So he had to play the Welsh on the Sunday, which they're not sort of. He's very a cavalry sort of guy. So he was like his worst dream come true. I don't know if I could do a 4 point army on camera, because it does slow you down a little bit. Maybe I should do the. There's a 4 point Viking set, isn't there, in the plastics? He says, right, I'm going to get Tomb King Tan for that skull. Just filling that with a medium, because we're going to get that over with a wash in a minute. Just want a nice flat coat on that. There we go. So yeah, with that matte white, we just put the into the mouth area and stuff, so we can just pick it back out in a minute. the skin's done. So let's start with, I don't think the colours wash is dried enough yet. So just hold fire on that a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some basilisk red. So it's a purpley, dark purple colour. Dark purpley red. I'm just going to water that down with our medium. I'm just going to put that into the mouth area. It's a little, we want it to be quite loose. I'm just going to go in between. Yeah. Now we're going to thin it again. I'm going to run it just up along the top of his teeth, just into that lip area. Okay. Don't worry if you cover up the teeth as well. If you find it faster, you could paint the whole mouth that colour and then go back and pick the teeth out. But I like doing it that way. So it's good practice for bigger miniatures when you've got to paint teeth and tongue and what have you. So what I'm going to do is water it down with a medium. So it runs off your brush nice and easy. And just right round the top of the teeth. Just painting some gum line in. There we go. You can go back and put some wash on it as well, if you like. We'll have a look at it. Sepia tones are our next weapon. And we're going to use this for... I love this sepia tone, but it does take a lot of shaking. It does kind of separate, I suppose. But I like it on the... using it for the skulls and stuff like that. And it's good for tusks and what have you, and like, or dragon's horns and stuff like that. You can do this two ways. You can blop it all over like that and probably have to highlight it afterwards, or you can just run it into different areas. And another thing it's good for, if you haven't got the rest one, it's good for rust. If you look on some of the armour, we just start hitting some holes, and we've got the folds in that armour. We're just going to run it up in there so it looks dirty. Dirty armour. So around the bottom there. So we've got the rust effects, but I think this sepia is equal to the job as well. Just hit the odd bit of chainmail of it as well. As I said earlier on, we could have used the strong tone, but then this won't show up as much then. This will still show up over the highlighted bits. I haven't had the dark tone. This is going to give us a real dirty, more of a dirty look than a rusty look, I suppose. Just catch. You don't want too much of an area. You can go all the way across, just pick out certain areas. up under the edge there where that chainmail is, it's going to get grimy and rusty. So I'm just going to it doesn't even matter if it runs a little bit. I mean, you can make it run if you put some medium on there before you do this bit. It'll run all over the place, which is kind of another cool effect. But I'm kind of controlling where we're putting it at the moment. You make some of it look like it's running down. There's a rust tone you can do this with as well, which is kind of cool. But if you get it all over, it kind of loses the effect. So make sure you just do it in patches, especially on the chainmail. You want to do a patch, move away, do another patch, sketch it around. Don't stay in one area because it just doesn't work. But areas like where his helm's touching the chainmail, get a load in there. Anywhere where there's hinges. On the edge of his axe head then. All this grime is building up. This is, yeah, I mean, this is a better descriptive word for it, grime rather than rust, but it tends to amount the same thing really. One hour 48, so we're doing all right. So I'm going to say it again, 2 hours, because just in case somebody's scouting through the middle and missed it. I'll remind us of our code, because it's quite a difficult one to remember. Okay, just go splat. There we go. And you can just dab a bit off your finger, or a bit of sponge. You can actually put this on with a sponge as well, but there's stuff you want to look random, and there's stuff you want to keep in areas, you know what I mean? And I think this is one of the ones you can control with your brush. There we go. That's a nice look under there. Right, let's do some on the shield. Blobs there. I'm just going to move them around. A bit of a blob there. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta get a bit random. There we go. Wow. I think I missed that bit with the tone. Let's get some more of that. Which one was it? I think it's that one. That's red. Yes, this one. Seems I've missed that bottom bit. Dopey me. It's going to take ages to try again. Never mind. grab some of these sepia. Need a little bit more of it actually. If you haven't got these tones, what you can do is just, and you've got some of that medium, you could just water down some reddy brown, you know what I mean? Something like carnelian skin, that sort of Rhinox hide if you're on Citadel paints, that sort of thing. Oh, charming. Yeah, if you kind of water that down, so it's the same sort of consistency, it will do the same job for you. It just will break up a little bit more, so you have to be a bit more careful with it. And get some of this in amongst all the nice detail on that helm. You get too much on there, just then just whip your finger across there, and just your finger will catch the high points, and you'll just clear enough off. It's surprising how easy it is to hit the area you want in that situation. We're just going to go right up tight to the areas where there is caress, banded mail, I don't know, where it meets the chainmail. We're going to put a lot of dirt around it. I can imagine that's where all the sweat and troll muck is going to be. There we go, I'm happy with that. So next we're going to grab, let's use purple. Just in case Karen watches this back, we can say we've used purple, if we can find it. There we go, purple tone. They do a magenta tone now as well. They never used to do this one. It's a really cracking one. It's a purpley colour. So yeah, we're just going to pop this into the myth. So we need a little bit of it. Load up the brush and just touch it into that area where we put that. Here. There we go. And then yeah, we go red. So we're going to go to Dragon Red. We'll water that down with our medium. And start highlighting this baby out. If we don't want to go too up into the metal, we want to keep it along the edge on our peaks. We don't want to hit our valleys, because you've already got that nice dark red in there with that wash. So this is probably going to be our only highlight on this. We're going to let it sit that sort of dirty, washed out look. Desaturated. Just working on the edge. And just highlight this piece out. I'm going back around with the same red and using it as a highlight inside the red we just put on. So it just strengthens the odd area into looking red. I'm just going to make it look even more draggy. Okay. And then I'm going to wash our brush out. Drop a bit of red on there. Got some red on you. I'm going to paint his eyes. There we go. He's got a good face, that one. This one you're going to be a bit more careful. Just get the red on right on the edge of your, right at the tip of your brush. That's why we painted it white in there. Gives us something to aim at. Nice. Next we're going to go do the blue. So we had that grey blue, didn't we? Which was the night sky, wasn't it? Black bluish. And we're going to go to dark bluish grey, thunderous blue. Thunderous blue. Thunderous dog. Hope no more thunderous dog tonight. And do the same thing you did with the red. We're going to stay away from the top edge. We're going to go to that bottom edge. That's quite actually flat sculpting, that is. So we're just going to have to make sure we don't just paint it all same colour, because there's no real, it's all very flat across the front there. There, right. Back to normal. Surfaces resumed around the side. So we're staying to the edge and we're staying to the peaks. Leave anywhere where there's a nice lot of tone in there. There we go. Nice, that will do nicely. I'm going to go back in with the skull colour we had, that tan colour. Now we put this colour on, we've put the sepia on, and we're going to go back in with this original colour to do the highlights with. So we're going to pick out across the top of the head there, the forehead, what's left of the nose, around the eye sockets, top teeth, bottom teeth, chin. So it's a bit like painting a face. Now I'm just going to do a little bit going back. There we go. It's probably about that. If you're unsure what to do there, just dry brush it. You do exactly the same thing. Don't be scared of dry brushing. Gotta love dry brushing. So now we're going to take some of our matte white from earlier and we're just going to pick the teeth back out. There we go. Of course, you can use an off-white here if you wanted to. They are troll teeth, so they're going to be fairly monkey. There we go. Right, 2 hours, 1 minute. So, looking through for the code, and you've made it this far, well done. You've obviously missed the one that I said out an hour, but it's the code for 15% discount over the Easter bank holiday weekend is egg. 15. EGG 15. You just fill it in at the checkout and it will automatically take that off. Any problems, just send us a message. You got like a contact bit at the bottom of the website. Happy buried treasure digging. Right, I won't mention that again now. Thank God they cry. But 2 hours in, we've actually pretty much finished these bad boys. We're just going to do a bit of highlighting on the metals. So I'm going to get a shinning silver. I'll have a bottle of your finest shinning silver. We can get our rubbishy brush, because we're going to be doing a little bit of dry brushing kind of style. And we load the brush up and then take all the paint out of it, if you know what I mean. So you've not got a lot left in it. And then I'm just going to look for edges. So edge of the axe blade is an obvious place to start where the paint's still fresh. And then anywhere it's dirty, rather than painting straight line, just a little dabble of it. Ah, Mr. Go For It, how are you? I'm just going to move the brush around, catch some edges. Anywhere where there's a rent in it, we're going to just touch the brush in there. A couple of odd scuff marks on the breastplate. Looks like it's got a belly button, that one. Just when this is quite, yeah, it's starting to get to a dry brush, we're just going to run some on the edge. See, I'm just touching it and moving. It's hard to see because it's a bit shiny, but yeah, so I don't want to completely shine the miniature up, but I want some areas on the, especially where there's a dirty part. Whenever there's rust, there's shine. So what happens is the rust gets scraped off and you get this really shiny paint. Go and have a look next time you're passing somewhere it's got a metal gate and stuff, and just, or something like that, and just brush apart the rust off with a key or something. Really looking for edges, so I'm laying the brush across the top of those edges. Anywhere I think the light's really going to catch the armour. There we go. Have a look at the top of the shield. Do the edge of that while we've got a nice dry brush. I can't even tell you which way up this shield's going to be yet, so we'll highlight both edges. I know it's going to be wrong on one respect, but hey, we'll just stick it on the best way up that it looks good. And this one we're just gonna, see, I'll just touch in going in random directions. It just makes it look like it's scuffed and battered. It's a bit like when you use hash marks when you're drawing with pencil. Again, just using a very dry brush now. You can do it with a dry brush, you can over brush, anything you just get a little bit of shine back into it. Don't panic if you've got too much, because you can dull it down again, or because I'm going to matte medium this anyway, a lot of this metal will go, the shine will go back to matte, so I don't mind it being a little bit too shiny, if you know what I mean, because it'll go back. Right, that's the steel. Let's do the bronzy look. So we've used greedy gold. We're going to go to bright gold now. The lid will come off. Yes. Metallics. It's got to be the messiest sort of paints, isn't it? So now we want to do what we did earlier. Load the brush up completely, and then unload it, and just use what's left until it goes dry. So we're looking to just dab a little bit onto some of these rivets that we've done. We're looking for edges, not the whole edge, just let your brush touch down on it and then move. As soon as it's touched, move on to somewhere else. I'm going to put some verdigris stuff on those as well in a sec. It's still the same load of brush. We've only loaded it up once. We're just going to, now it's nice and dry, we're just going to lay it nice and flat. Let it find those edges. Yeah, that darker skin tone we used worked quite well for that. I like that. It's a bit browner than the old flesh tone, so it looks a bit dirtier rather than a bit more tarnished, if you know what I mean. But that's okay. That's okay. We still like it. Then we're going to find our verdigris. Now, the war paints one is very thick. The Games Workshop one's very thin. Nickel oxide. So I'm going to use the thin. I could thin the other one. That's the beauty of the war paints one, I suppose, is you can use it for both. But hey, I'll use this one now. I'm going to load up a bit and just tap it on where there's rivets first. Underneath, you got to think, where is the water going to run? You see that big blob of it? I don't know if I was close enough to see it. This stuff is less is more. If you put too much of this on, it looks rubbish. Down Dirty do one as well, which is quite good. But I like this one, or I like to water down the army paint one so it does what this one's doing now. But you've got to remember, this verdigris is basically water running off, so it's always going to go downwards. Just remember that as you're doing it, and it's always going to have a little bit of a runoff point somewhere. There we go. And if there's a bit too much, empty your brush of it, go back in and zap it up with your brush. There we go. Don't go mad with it. A lot of the other effects you want to go mad with, but not this one. Plus we don't want to lose any of that nice effects what you've done with the other stuff. Word on the down and dirty stuff, it works better when it's warm as well. So before you use it, stick the pot of paint in your pocket, warm it up for a bit, especially the rust. The moss seems to work better on a wet surface. Yeah, it's all stuff for us to play with, so play with it. You might like more verdigris on your stuff than I do. That's cool. It's your miniature. And the other thing is it definitely dries less, if you know what I mean. You put this on, I'm putting this on at the moment, thinking, whoa, that's quite a bit, but it does disappear a lot of this when you're drying out. So don't go too mad, but don't be frightened to go back in and put some more on after it's dried. That makes sense. Hope it does. Just look for those bolts. I tend to let it run round the bolt and then kind of pull it down so it looks like it's running. Yes, so I'll show you. So around the bolt, instead of leaving it like a dot, just drag it down. There we go. And I think that's about it for these. Just got the shields to do. Over there for a minute. I think I'm just going to paint them black. Do very boring shields. After exciting shields did last time. Yeah. I don't know if you meant that to be a punch shield or not, that one. Oh, excuse me, that was me, not the dog. I'm going to glue these on and paint these off camera, I think. So I'm just going to paint them black anyway. Paint it black. Oh no, it's still quite early. We can stick them on, can't we? Let's grab some glue. Let's grab some glue. So I'm not going to think too heavily about how I'm going to get these shields on there. I'm just going to get them on there. So they might look a bit funny. Yeah, that's kind of a funny angle for that shield. That's all right, it's troll. Would you tell the troll that it's holding the shield up the wrong way? Could you resist telling the troll that it was holding up the shield the wrong way? That's the big question. Yeah, excuse me, Mr. Troll. Before you're fired out of that trebuchet, your shield's round the wrong way. You've got the wrong shield. That's not your shield. Yeah, any of those comments, really. I mean, I could really paint the wood all the way through, couldn't I? Because he's definitely had metal bits screwed to it. So, what do you think? Black shield? Yeah, you would, wouldn't it? You can see all the guys go, don't say anything. Don't say. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him. No, don't tell him. Don't tell him. No, in the trebuchet with him you go. Whoop. So you got a feeling that shield should be black. I'm not so convinced about whether to paint that one in rest wood. Just leave it plain. Yeah, I just look at something sometimes and think, yeah, well, that's going to be that colour. So I'm just going to thin out the same stuff as I used for the axe head handle. Thinning it out so it's going to go a bit blotchy. We're using the fact that the see, I've just thinned that out a bit, so it's gonna. Oh my god! I have to stop soon and get some more air into the room after the dogs tried to gas me out. Yeah, I like that. But I've got the feeling that that one's a black shield. We'll have a look, shall we? Might be a black shield with some red on it. Some red writing. A big eyeball. Big red eyeball. Maybe. Now this black is the Vallejo mixed one with the medium. So it's quite thin. Put on. I've got it. Oh, okay. Good evening, Andres. I hope that says something nice. So there we go. I thought it was a black shield, and it was. And when that dries, we'll put some writing on it. We'll just do our lap of honour where we've got the black out. So we'll always do the lap of honour. And then I think we're pretty much with a couple of tufts on there. They're ready for the tabletop. This one's ganuh. As forever, I will lacquer these guys up in the morning. Put them on Facebook and X and Blue Sky. Cheers, Rich. Yeah, thanks for joining us, mate. Let's have a look, see what we've got. So not a lot to finish off camera. I'll do some writing on his shield. I've got a little bit of silver on his war kilt. So we'll just go back to that other blue we got and just touch that in. There we go. It's the beauty of having a wet palette on board. And see, that's starting to dry out now. As I said, less is more on that verdigris. Probably won't even bother to do anything else to that shield. Keep it nice and simple. No one's going to give a troll a great shield, are they? So there we go. There's troll number 4 and troll number 5. Okay. So there we go. We'll just put some. Just touch the base. That's all right. It's okay. I put enough black on there to. Yeah. So that's them two done. I think that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. So that's 2 hours, 25 minutes, 2 trolls done. Happy with that. And yeah, so we'll leave it there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out Pirate Rich Plays. Should have a new video there tomorrow. Don't forget to jump onto my website. I did say I wasn't going to mention it again. I'm not going to mention the code at the end. So you'll either have to wait till I put the code on the web's Facebook or Twitter or that sort of stuff tomorrow. Or wind this video back. Yeah, cheers, Rich. Yep, have a lovely weekend and enjoy it. Hopefully we'll have some sunshine tomorrow. That'd be great. If not, well, enjoy your painting day. Thanks for joining me, guys. And don't forget, subscribe, like, and check out the trolls at Gripping Beasts. Yeah, they look good. They'll look good with the Durgar or the orcs. I'll grab some orcs and gobos and do a video of those as well. All right, and guys, thanks for joining us, and Pirate Rich out. Cheerio.